Come, be my light. Maybe some of you recall that was a book that came out a number of years ago. It's actually the autobiography of the life of Mother Teresa of Calcutta. And if you've had a chance to read the book, you know that Mother Teresa did not find her coming to know God in an easy way. She struggled with that for decades, coming to know who God was. And she was able to find God in her own life by understanding that what she needed to do was to be the light that is Christ. It's that which motivated her to work with all of the destitute people in Calcutta, India, and what brought her as a missionary all throughout the world to try to raise funds that would help the poor and needy in Calcutta. On one of her visits to the United States, Mother Teresa gave a talk at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. And after the talk was over, and during the talk, she talked about how important it was to, through all the struggles of faith, once one comes to know the Lord, to then try to help other people come to understand who the Lord is as well, too. And after she was done with her talk, the people lined up to want to meet her. And there was a journalist who, when she reached Mother Teresa, she said, I'd like to do anything for you that I could. I have my checkbook here. I'd be able to write a handsome check for you, or I'd even be willing to take a month out of my life and come to work with your sisters in India. What would you suggest would be the best way that I could let the world know who Jesus is? And Mother Teresa thought for a moment, and she said, go home and love your family. Go home and love your family. Pure and simple. And it seems to me that when you and I listen to the stories that we heard today in the Acts of the Apostles, the healing of several individuals, people came to know Jesus because of the actions of the apostles, and especially today of Peter. As I was praying over that passage a little bit earlier today, and the friends of Dorcas of Tabitha are coming to ask Peter, come, we have something urgent for you to do. Peter didn't stop and say, well, what exactly is it? When the need was expressed, he was on his way. And what he did, he was able to do by the power of Jesus working in and through him, the power of the Spirit, moving Peter to be the hands and the heart of Jesus, to Tabitha and to everybody else who was there witnessing what would in fact happen. In today's gospel, we sadly see that there are some people who, like Mother Teresa, were struggling to come to know who Jesus was. The problem was they wouldn't stick with the process. They wouldn't stay with Jesus so that they could come to learn more about who he was. It wasn't until later that the faithful apostles recognized what Jesus meant when he said, I'm the living bread come down from heaven. They stayed with the Lord, but in the process, they sought every way they could to be his light. And so it seems to me today, my sisters and brothers, all of us, whether our faith comes easy to us or our struggle coming to know Jesus better is a difficult one, we pray for two things. First of all, that we can persevere, to always look for the ways in which we can come to know Jesus, as did Mother Teresa. But the second thing we need to pray for is also that we have the perseverance, like Mother Teresa, and like Peter, and like the apostles, to let the light that is Christ shine through us. And so if we're serious about what the Lord calls for from us, then maybe it's a good idea for us to take a cue from the answer of Mother Teresa to the journalist in Washington, D.C. so many years ago. Go and love your family. Go and love all whom you meet today, not simply from your own heart, but from the heart of Christ working in and through you and me.